It speaks for itself.
Right, ready to talk about Barnet?
Yeah, let's
hold on to your chair. Here we go. Only one of the last 10 clubs relegated from the Football League have managed to return so far. In a bid to avoid that fate, Barnet drafted in Martin here with just 3 games to go. On Saturday, Chris Slegg went to see them at Burton. Could they pull off another last-ditch escape?
In 2010, Barnet stayed up on the last day of the season. In 2011, Barnet stayed up on the last day of the season. In 2012, on the last day of the season, Barnet needed to win at Burton to be sure of staying up. It couldn't have started better.
It's rolled towards Byrne, right-footed, through the wall, takes an deflection, and Barnet take the lead! Mark Byrne with the strike, 6 minutes gone, and it's Burton Albion 0, Barnet 1.
But 70 miles southwest at Edgar Street, relegation rivals Hereford had also taken the lead. Barnet could not afford to concede.
He's got it inside the edge of the penalty area, filters it infield, it's a shot, and it's a goal and an equaliser from Mahoma.
Barnet now in the relegation zone, and it seemed things were about to get worse.
Cleveland Taylor somehow shunts it out wide to Corbett, right hand side, cross, Camjo won't get, there's chance for Zola, he's pushed over, penalty! Hands on hips, Zola against Dean Brill, up at the end where the Barnet fans are gathered, and he's put it over the bar! The Barnet fans in absolute delirium.
A let-off for Barnet, but with Hereford having increased their lead, the Bees now had to find a winner.
Dives towards the byline, whips in across 6-yard box, battered away, Hughes gets there with a volley! Barnet back ahead! And it's the captain who's done it! Hughes sliced left-footed volley beyond the goalkeeper! The Barnet fans are dancing for joy, and the beginning of this second half is what they've deserved. 15 minutes gone after the break, it's Burton Albion 1, Barnet 2.
Now they needed to hold on, concede, and Barnet would still go down. Deep into injury time, this.
Brilliant save by Dean Brill!
The last decisive act.
Barnet are safe! Barnet stay in the Football League on the last day of the season.
I think that you should get the goal that keeps Barnet in the Football League.
Oh, it's just brilliant, yeah, I just can't believe it. Disappointed at half time, could have been 2-1 down, and then I just hit it. They're all shagging me off because they'd hit it with my shin, but I'll take it. It's brilliant, I'm just delighted.
We let ourselves down in the season by not picking up points that we should have, but we come down to the last day every year, we're digging, and look, you can see the fans, they're great.
We should have been safe a few weeks ago. And let's hope we don't have to do it again next year.
You see who'd finish in mid-table. It's dull in mid-table, isn't it? You love that, didn't you? And listen, lots of people have been asking, the phone call with 3 games to go, how did that go? Do you fancy it? Was it one of those?
I thought it was a wind-up at first. I thought someone was kidding me to go back to Barnet. But when I realised it was serious, it was from Paul Fairclough. Would I go back in as manager? It was only for 3 games. It was I suddenly needed a few hours to think about that one. So obviously I had to consider what maybe the Barnet supporters would think about me going back to a club that I left last year, which was a tricky decision and a difficult decision to make. But I had a chat with a few people, took a bit of advice, and woke up the next morning and said, yes, I'll do it. And then we set to work straight away with the players. And it, as we know, to get 2 wins from 3 after 17 games without a win was it's been a fantastic feeling. It
certainly worked. Where are we now, though? I mean, obviously you're now unemployed. Have you had talks about a job? Would you accept a job back at Barnet if you were offered it again?
I believe that it's possible to get Barnet back into the playoffs and to challenge. And after a few years of being in that relegation fight, I'm sure most people would say I was mad. But last year when I took over at Notts County, they were doomed and on their way to Division 2. And once we set about keeping them safe, or getting them safe, we rebuilt that squad last summer. And I think the same can be done with Barnet, with the location, geographically where they are, to bring in players from clubs around London to help, and obviously players that are released from the clubs. There's such a catchment area around Barnet. I reckon you could really do a good job. So that does interest me. So just yes or no then, would you stay on if offered it? Of course, of course. Saturday at Burton was very special. The week before we won 4-0 against Wimbledon, and the atmosphere around the ground, if we could recreate, that's a good place to go to work. And there's not many jobs in football. And I think I can say, you know, fair and square, which all the Barnet supporters I'm sure will be wondering, well, if you do well and another club comes in for you, what are you going to do? Well, you also have to say, well, if you don't do well, you lot will be wanting me sacked. So that goes both ways. You know, we all know how it works. But I think there is definitely room there for a good challenge to get into Division 1. OK, well, Barnet delighted to still be in League 2.